Hello, 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 everybody. The virtual doors are open and we're waiting for you to come right on in and join the conversation with us tonight. Thank you for joining us here at Gay Town Hall, bringing LGBTQ voices into the discussion and debate and advertising you with America's most diverse group of personalities from the LGBTQ community in history. I'm your moderator, David Quiñones, also known as the Social Club Butterfly, and I am the Director of Community and Business Outreach here at Happening Out Television Network, because if it's happening in the LGBTQ world, it is happening out. We here at Gay Town Hall want you to join the conversation with us live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. as we broadcast to you on Facebook and YouTube, and start following us on our newest platforms, Twitter and LinkedIn. Let's get tonight's discussion and debate started today on Thursday, April 15, 2021. Welcome everybody to Gay Town Hall. All right, so I'm thrilled to welcome Gay Town Hall's lead host for tonight's conversation. Based in San Francisco, she is a queer Haitian-American creative who loves to give back to her community. She believes that celebrating our individual histories and stories help bridge divides and create understanding. Whether it's producing events, hosting virtual game shows, or go-go dancing, she's a woman about town. When she's not entertaining, she's dedicated herself to helping small businesses build a digital presence and take in their marketing to the interwebs. Along with her DJ partner, she's currently working to bring live entertainment back to the Bay. Her worst attributes are she's a true Taurus and always thinks she's right. Ty, she's your best friend. And her best attributes are she really can and does love everybody. She falls in love with people all the time and loves adding different kinds of people to her circle, keeping her balanced and open-minded. Let's please welcome one of our newest hosts here at Gay Town Hall, our queer performer and game show host, Marie Brandt. Hey, Marie, welcome to Gay Town Hall.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me today. Oh, like having me, like I'm here, right? Nice.
No, I should have did it right. Come on down, Marie. Come on down.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. So what do I do now, David?
So I guess just we gave your bio a little. Anything that you're working on? Anything you're working on in the midst? Tell us a little bit more about this virtual game shows that you do, and also on what's on your mind this week.
Yeah. So great. So I host game shows live for companies online. We have a lot of fun, and it brings me a lot of joy. And so that's what a lot of what I do is just do things that bring me joy that also bring other people joy, whether that's dancing. Right now, my partner and I are producing an event to bring live music and entertainment and some drag back to venues. And we have our first event May 9th, and we're really excited. This is new territory. As you know, San Francisco took the lockdown very seriously. So I'm excited for venturing on to this post-vaccine life. And I don't know, what's on my mind?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to say Devontae Wright and his family and Black Lives, and I think it's time we have some serious conversation. Well, it's long been time, but I want people to remember that I bring joy to people and other people bring joy, because sometimes it's how we cope with all of the crazy stuff that's going on in the world. So Black Lives Matters, folks.
All right. So you are basically the San Francisco treat. You are bringing some fun back to the scene.
I do. I like
and
to have
are you at liberty to say who this DJ is? Are we talking like
yeah.
ultra DJ?
Well,
or...
I mean, for San Francisco, I'm really excited. My partner DJs, we've got DJ Frida Field, DJ Dreams, and DJ React out of Oakland. And so we are doing throwbacks only. That's May 19th, Casement's Bar in the Mission. And it's an adventure. It's time to get dancing again, isn't it?
Everybody wants to dance. Everybody wants to dance. And let's meet some people who may be, dancing up tonight, dancing up this weekend. So let's welcome all of our top voices of the week. It's time to kick off Gay Town Hall the way we do every week. And let's find out what's on your mind. So each of our hosts will express what's on their mind today and tell us about it, good or bad, in just 30 seconds. And in honor of our lead host, what game show you would want to be a contestant on and why? So up first, he is our critically acclaimed stand-up comedian. Let's please welcome Freddie Stebbins. Hey, Freddie.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Marie, it is good to have you here. I used to live in California, and I used to go to San Francisco all the time. It's one of my favorite places. I wish I remembered it, but I don't. Intoxicated or on some sort of... Anyways, so what's on my mind? Well, obviously there's more important things on my mind, but right now this is really bothering me. Marie, we live in Florida, and in Florida, we have this really evil, strange monster named Ron DeSantis. A lot of people don't know that Ron DeSantis has a nasal infection because it sounds like he's from Wisconsin. I hate Ron DeSantis.
What are you really trying to say?
If I was going to be on a game show hosted by a fabulous queer and out person, I would go to America's favorite game show, the one for people experimenting with money. I would call it Bi Curious.
Well, luckily, that answer you can reuse again when it comes to that part of the show. But I know you have other answers waiting in the mist. But what game show would you actually be? One from childhood, from the past or present? What would you like to say? Come on down, Freddie. You're on this show.
What? What? I don't know how it works. I don't know how the show works either.
All right, so Freddie will not be one of the people chosen on Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy or Family Feud or any of those. All right. Up next, we have our non-culture identity from Sawmill Camping Resort. Let's please welcome John Holt, everybody. Hey, John.
Hey. Hi, everybody. Welcome, Marie. I can't wait for you to do this show. What's on my mind, obviously, actually this weekend is Sawmill's 23rd anniversary. So there's lots of shows and parties planned here. So that should be fun. And
does that mean the jocks, the puppies, the drag queens, they all come together for one weekend?
We can hope. I don't know. In the middle of summer, we'll see. A lot of the people are going back up north, but I think it'll be a huge weekend. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm also thinking about police reform. Obviously, we need to tackle police reform. It's long past time, and I hope our politicians see that and make some movement towards making major police reform. And on my mind.
And what game show would you love if you ever had the chance to be a contestant to be called down?
I would love to be on Jeopardy. That would be fantastic.
Right.
A gay Jeopardy would be even better.
Love it.
I have a feeling John would get in trouble, be like, "Oh, you had the right answer, John, but it wasn't in the form of a question."
Exactly. Exactly.
That would be.
You have to practice for that show.
Yeah, you do have to practice. All right. Up next, our earliest arrival, who's always here, ready to party with us, our gay Asian pop star. Let's please welcome Randy Boo. Let's see what he's wearing today. Hey, Randy Boo.
Hi, guys.
Oh,
How are you guys doing?
Wow. Giving us Randy Blue.
Right. That should be naked if I was Randy Blue, right?
Oh.
Just kidding. Anyways, what's on my mind is Black Lives Matter, police reform. Say what John and Maria says, but and actually, what's really on my mind just right now, I discovered is I'm getting my vision back. I had a surgery recently on my eye to fix my damaged LASIK, and my vision is coming back again, and I'm so happy about that. And I just discovered it right now, so this is great. And what game show I would be on? I would love to be on Wipeout. If not Wipeout, The Voice, of course. But I think Wipeout would be great.
Randy would probably kick ass, win, and then everyone would be like, "Can we just look at him while he plays?" Well, Randy, I hope you learned your lesson about not allowing people to do certain things that affect your eyes that require eye surgery. So
hey, sometimes you can't control where it lands.
Okay.
Wow.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Up next, we have our actor and drama queen. Let's sneak into his room and see if he's awake. Let's please welcome Rasamoni Paris. Hey, Rasamoni.
Got it. Sorry. Pubic hair, not mine. What's on my mind? Let's see. What was it? I had something on my mind and it's gone. It's been a long week.
I had a joke, but I won't say it.
No, go ahead. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so what's on my mind this week? Shopping at Publix is terrible. And what my whatchamacallit, Price is Right would be my go-to game show, because there's nothing like barreling your way through the audience and climbing violently on stage to claw at an old man with a very long and phallic microphone and then scream after you've won. Wait, and then scream like crazy after you've won $1,000, which you're going to get taxed off of. And then you can pay part of your rent. Thank you.
Rasamoni would get the item by $1 and would go on stage. You have a favorite?
$1, Bob. Lego! Oh my God!
What's your number? That top game on The Price is Right, because I know there's like 50.
Plinko. Plinko.
Everybody loves Plinko.
Yeah, you got to play Plinko.
Absolutely. Up next, we have our progressive English college professor, which I think he's going to be Marie's best friend because he's always right. Let's please welcome Dr. Ty Hauser in the library with the wine goblet.
It's going to be really rough, Marie, if you're right and I'm right at the same time. We don't agree.
Cheers to Ty.
Cheers, Squares. On my mind this week, today is tax day, right? Well, it's formally tax day. I did my taxes, and somehow I didn't do my withholding correctly, and I now owe $4,000. So that's kind of been on my mind a little heavily this week. And if I were to be on a game show, the only game show I can see myself being successful on is the Happening Out game show Shag, Marry, Chop.
and wait, by doing Shag, Marry, Chop, are you saying you want to be the participant to actually act out that?
Who is this Mary Chop you're speaking of?
Who is this Mary Chop?
Who's Mary?
I want to be one of the people that they choose.
If you watch one of our other shows, it's Happening Out every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. They show 3 people on screen, and you have to choose who would you shag, who would you marry, and who gets the chop.
Can we do
I
that?
believe Randy has played that game before. That show before. Randy has played that. I played that before. So.
It's fun.
Alrighty then, and we have a brand new host join us for the very first time. Please don't scare them away, and I'm going to let them tell us a little bit more about themselves. Let's please welcome Sonia Dalia Chavez. Hey,
what's up, everyone? Nice to meet all of you all as well.
Hi.
A little bit about myself. I don't ever know how to answer that question. I'm happy to be here on the Gay Town Hall for the first time. I do leadership as a job, as far as I build workshops. I do a lot of content creation, and I love working with youth. So that's where I focus a lot of my attention, is building youth workshops. And what's on my mind right now is honestly like the weather, because I'm really eager for spring and we keep getting damn snow in Denver. So I'm really just anxious to get out in nature. And Randy, I'm really glad that you're wearing glasses to protect your eyes now for all those.
Oh no, he wore glasses
activities.
before the accident.
Maybe you should wear them all the time, Randy.
No, he does.
We don't know if he has eyes. We've never seen them.
We've never seen his eyes. That's a funny
Does he
thing.
have eyes?
And Sonia, if you could be a contestant on a game show, what game show would that be?
So I don't know if this counts, but MTV's The Challenge, because it is like my dirty secret that I am obsessed with that show and I watch every single season.
All right, so The Challenge, and then the weather is on her mind. There's a snowman outside her window in the shape of Randy Boo, because they live in the same town. Perfect, we got it. All right then, so who do we lose?
Randy.
Oh.
Oh no! I got swallowed up by the mountain.
Randy, I already introduced you. What happened? All right, so let's give a round of applause, everybody, for our host tonight. All right, let's kick this show on the road. All right, here at Gay Town Hall, you may have questions, and we definitely want to hear and see your answers. We want you, our social media audience, to let your voice be heard. It's time to weigh in on what we're talking about, and it's time for our weekly Gay Town poll. So all of our hosts have cast their votes in already. For our viewers that are watching at home who want to participate, click on the link that's posted in tonight's episode and submit your answers. Later on, before the end of the show, we will share the results visually on the screen and see which answers was the winner. So tonight's Gay Town poll is, what's the best game show of all time? The choices are Family Feud, The Gong Show, Hollywood Squares, Jeopardy, Let's Make a Deal, Match Game, The Newlywed Game, The Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, and You Bet Your Life. So, America and our hosts, what do you think is the winning show going to be?
I'm surprised The Wall wasn't on there. That was a good one too.
Jeopardy.
The Wall.
I'm obviously thinking Jeopardy is going to win.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Or
Remember,
Wheel of Fortune.
it's a list of 25, so some of the shows may have
But
just missed the top 10.
I think Hollywood Squares came in as a close second there. I love that show when Paul Lynde was on it.
Yeah.
I know, way past all your times.
What was it?
Is that when Betty White was always the center
That's
square?
right.
No, it's Paul Lynde.
They have Hollywood Squares still exists, doesn't it? I thought it's just like now with people in like hip hop or something like that. Yeah.
Hollywood. It's not the same. It's Hollywood.
Freddie, can you do it? Can you do a Paul Lynde?
No.
All right, so stay tuned for the end of our episode. Make sure you vote, and we're going to find out exactly who will be or what will be the winner. All right, let's kick our show off with our first LGBT topic of the week. Today's LGBT topics of the week will take us through a series of television show episodes that resemble pieces of Marie's life. So our first category is lifestyle and cultural, and this is TV episode number 1. Please welcome drag queen Michael Scott. Who is Michael Scott, you may ask? Well, Marie's going to tell you a little bit more with our first topic of the night. So Marie, take it away.
Michael Scott is my favorite character. Well, it's the main character on the show, The Office, and I just think he's the funniest thing, the most awkward person, the most self-righteous and horrible narcissistic person, but well-meaning that I've ever seen. And you love him for it. And you also love all of the characters. And I feel like The Office is really just a sampling of what goes on in my head on a daily basis. So being motivated by Michael Scott, we all know Michael Scott loved to motivate through antics and costumes. Well, this May, I will be making my debut as a drag queen at one of my favorite parties in the Bay. I love performing, and being one of the first plus-size dancers to grace the go-go box on many stages only increased my desire to show out even more. I've always celebrated drag as camp and glamorous, and who wouldn't want to be bigger than life? But we all know drag has been dominated by gay men. So I want to know, is drag just for the boys, or does it belong to the entire LGBTQ community? And do you feel that faux queens or bio queens have a space in drag?
All right, so we're on TV episode number 1. Please welcome drag queen Michael Scott. So who wants to kick off this conversation about
Well,
the space for drag.
The first thing I'd like to say is that straight men, performing. It shouldn't just be LGBTQ people. I think we've seen many years of straight men, heterosexual men playing women on, doing drag. A few come to mind. Johnny Depp, like he's very, very. Always seems he's in drag. Jared Leto, Lady Gaga to me seems like.
Yeah.
So that plus if you've ever been to Japan, it's called. There's many types of theater out there that do it. So I'm all in favor of anyone being in drag. My favorite drag queen is a guy named Shelly Novak, who is probably the straightest guy you've ever met, but he's a super fag.
All right. We're doing a quick 30 seconds each, and then we're going to open up the forum. Ty, you're up next.
Yeah, so I like the idea that drag is for everyone because I think that it should be. Naming all the sort of straight drag queens. Barry Humphries as Dame Edna is one of my all-time favorite drag queens, and straight. But that kind of straight appropriation of drag is something that really happens in the UK and former colonies other than ours. But the UK and Australia kind of embrace that more than we do. I dislike very much this idea that drag queens just lip sync and like do death slams, and I don't like it at all. I want the camp, I want the jokes, I want the funny.
All right, Randy, you're next.
I mean, this is a kind of, I guess I can see how a lot of the LGBTQ community would kind of take it or think of it the other way, because it's like they see it as it's a guy portraying to be a girl performing and doing their act, but at the same time, drag queen should be open for everybody to express, to entertain, to keep, to have a good time and make people laugh. So I think it should be good. It should be fine, and I don't see a problem with it.
All right, John.
I echo the sentiment. I think if you're entertaining, it doesn't matter whether you're a woman doing drag or a man or a straight man or a gay man, as long as it's entertaining. I think that gay men, or actually men, dominate drag just because it seems that's where the shock value or the interest value comes from, is seeing a burly man become a feminine woman or become a nasty feminine woman. So that may be why a lot of men do it, and it works so well. But bring along and let's see what other people can do. Why not?
All right, Russelloni.
Drag is all about transformation, and it doesn't matter if you're transforming to a different sex in makeup or even the same sex, you're still transforming yourself. So it should be open to anybody. Again, I can't disagree with anybody. I think everyone's saying that you got to be entertaining. Yes, be entertaining. Please, God, be entertaining, because, that's what's going to sell.
All right, and Sonia.
So Rossaroni changed my opinion a little bit. Actually, I don't know if I have a strong opinion, but so I have an assumption that drag has played a really important role actually in the community as far as giving space for expression in ways that are not acceptable in our norm society. So to me, there's something very special about it. And I think, I don't think I have an opinion about whether it's open to everyone. I think I have an opinion that it's honored, and maybe we have like a subset of drag to hold honoring of what drag has created.
All right, so that was our quick fire round. So now we're gonna open it up for open forum. And I also want to just kind of throw in there too, there's also the concept of drag kings. So there's, men who can become women and women who can become drag women. But then there's also, women who want to be drag kings to look like a man. And then there's also trans that could participate in that space as well. So continue with the poll.
Well, and there are also men that are drag kings. I met my first drag king who was a man a couple months ago. And while I haven't seen him perform, I've seen pictures, and it's a transformative process. But I think many of us have commented on the fact that it's kind of overcoming a taboo for a man to dress as a woman, whereas it's not necessarily as much of a taboo in the other way around. And I think this also kind of parallels the discussion that got RuPaul into a little bit of trouble, which is, can a trans woman be a drag queen? And RuPaul kind of backtracked on that a little bit after his initial comments. So it's an interesting question, and I love the discussion.
I think for me, I am this is who I am every day. Sure, I can put on some makeup, but for me, drag would also be a transformation into femininity that I don't know. I haven't always lived and experienced. You know, big burly men. Talk about big burly dykes. Can we still say dykes? I don't know. We're like, but
I was told by Curve magazine it is still allowed to say dyke.
Okay, yeah. So I think when you know, my gender, even though I think for the most part I look pretty female, I think I've had it questioned so much. So for me to perform in drag is also a reclaiming of my feminine woman, if in some ways, and to almost get to celebrate. And also, I found that, especially, I go dance, but everyone was like, well, the next step is doing burlesque. I'm like, well, I don't really want to do burlesque, but I want to perform, and I'm pretty funny, and I have a vision. What else is there left for me? I mean, I know that there's a lot, but I have so many beautiful queens in my life that I want to.
Mama, you go do it.
So Marie, I'm curious. I'm a big drag. You know, that show that we don't talk about usually. I watch that show. So it's interesting you said that, because apparently there are straight women who do drag, and then there's also the concept of, you know, drag is a form of entertainment. There's also female illusion, whereas you're just dressing up because you want to look feminine. But then there's also, they did the show, the Celebrity Drag Race, which is, or Drag U, the school university, and women's like, I just want to feel sexy and beautiful and vivacious and all those things. And drag gives them, you know, confidence. It gives you like, they would be the sheepish one in the corner of the room. Now they walk in and it's like, I own it. So I just wanted to kind of add that and see if that, you know.
I mean, some of the artists nowadays look like drag queens. So,
well, I think Lady Gaga is an example of that.
Lady Gaga, some of her makeups she looks like a drag queen sometimes, but she looks good. So.
But do you think she's doing it for sure? Because Lady Gaga's interesting. She didn't choose. She didn't really choose to be that way. Her publicist and her.
I think it kind of plays into, like, I guess that it gives you that the different side of you comes out. When you're in fully costumed, and they probably feel the different person, and that confidence comes out and it shines. That's what makes them an entertainer. So I feel like, I don't know.
So Konstantin Stanislavski is the founder of modern acting, the method acting. And one of the things that he said was always live the life of your character. And I think that we can take that as an actor to be, okay, I need to live the life of the character that I'm portraying. But I think we can also take that in a personal way too. So what is it then that keeps us from performing our drag selves every day, that we want to do it in kind of a separate space?
You got RuPaul's job, Ty. You just work the words.
Work won't let me wear turquoise sparkly shorts. That's why. It comes down to
so Rassaroni, because I know we talked about it when you had your episode. Do you feel, so let's say drag is just a form of expression, it's not a job, it's just a way to express yourself. Do you feel that it should be allowed everywhere, or there's just a place and a space for
everywhere,
drag or whatever?
Absolutely everywhere. The fact that we even have work outfits,
uniforms, and
it's really, if you think about it from an outside point of view, it's kind of, it's ridiculous.
We're all in drag.
Nobody cares. Nobody really cares.
So I think this hits the heart of it too. If everyone is being their wild, crazy self, then it becomes less entertaining to go and see someone who's being, you know, wild and crazy. I mean, how far can you take it before it just becomes normal and you don't want to go see it anymore? You really need when you're going to see something, you want to see something you haven't seen, or something that puts you over the edge of, wow, that's really, you know, bizarre.
Not everyone is entertaining though.
So but if we all do that, if we all get to be that, like, really big, you know, big personality, then John, you become the entertainment.
See? Right. It all works for me.
But even some people, the way some people express themselves is not as,
I'm telling you.
But not everybody expresses themselves in such a big way. A lot of people are minimalists. Right. A lot of people don't like bright colors, and a lot of this, you know, it's just their own personal style. But it's allowing us who are big in terms of colors and sparkles and whatever, you know, allowing us back into, like, be able to, you know, be considered human. I don't know.
So,
Express ourselves, basically, in a way.
So Marie, if you can give us your final thoughts as we wrap up on our first topic of the night.
No, I'm glad to hear it. This is exciting. I mean, I'm nervous and I'm excited, and of course I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but I am here. I'm queer. Get used to it. So there you go.
All right, you heard
I'm here.
it.
I'm still here.
Queer
oh my God, I'm
and
still
queer. She threw the D word down.
We're going to talk about that in a second. I realize that might have been confusing for some.
Go forever, burlesque ever. All right, round of applause for topic number 1, everybody. All right, then. All right, so let's keep this show on the road. All right, then. So for our next segment, we're going to provide us with a few laughs and even some good commentary. Before we get to that, if it's happening in the news, it's hot off the press and out is the new in, then it's time for our happening out headlines. All right now, so we're going to have a little bit of fun and see who can make everybody laugh. So here is tonight's breaking news story. Queer performer and game show host Marie Brand is taking her one-person new queer game show to a city near you. Heard of the Snatch Game? Maybe even Gay for Play? Or perhaps Find the Cucumber? But if you haven't seen a show quite like this, Russell Roney loves Find the Cucumber, mixed up as a mash
I'm Italian. It's Find the Zucchini.
Mixed up as a mashup between Family Feud and Jeopardy, what could this new game show concept be called? A show that is going to work your mind, that puts the Y in game and the Q in work. Well, it's time to place your wager and give us your final answer. So here is tonight's happening out headline. Game show host Marie Brand is taking her one-person new queer game show to a city near you. The name of this game show concept is called Blank. All right, so we'll give you a couple of minutes to kind of figure it out. Make her laugh. Marie, you got to have an answer too, and then you're going to choose a winner.
Oh, I have to answer too? Okay. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ooh.
And you have to pick the winner.
Oh.
I've got multiples, for more entries.
All right. Who thinks they got the funniest answer and wants to start? All right, John is going to take the wheel.
I'll be the boring answer up front so I make everyone else look good.
All right. Hey, John said it.
What is Name That Vagina?
What is Name That Vagina?
God, you got the wild card. Vagina's such a great word.
No, Marie, it's perfect. What's that? Name That Vagina. Come on down. Come on down to the See, John, you're funny.
Will I even remember?
All right, let's try Freddie. What you got for us, Freddie?
I got to say, John, I'm disappointed. If you're going to go with that, you got to go further. Name that diet.
Okay.
Name that diet. Name that diet. All right, he'll be here all night. All right. Let's see, Randy Boo, what you got for us?
How far can you squirt?
Oh my
God! Team 1, you're Aquafina. Team 2, you're Diet Coke.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's intense.
Oh, wow. And a great follow-up to that is Rossaroni.
I don't think I could top that, but
There's another joke for that.
But...
Yeah, really. Exactly.
Okay, so I made several because I really don't know Marie that well. So the first one is, who are you?
That's the sister cousin to Guess Who.
Followed up with, did I meet you at Trader Joe's or something? What's my middle name? And finish that office quote.
Yes.
All right. Hashtag choices. All right. Who do we got? Mr. Dr. Ty Hauser. What'd you pull off the shelf and pull out for us?
Home Depot or die.
Okay.
Is that almost like the supermarket game show? You have 5 minutes to shop around Home Depot?
Yes. Fill up your U-Haul.
Fill up the U-Haul. All right. Sonia, no pressure.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm working on the humor, but what I will say is I want to be on what's that vagina or whatever that vagina show is. I want to be on it as a guest, as like a judge. And the best I could come up with was, what is curled toes with queens and queers?
Oh,
I like that.
I like that.
Curled toes.
like
Are you familiarized with curled toes? Is there something we should know about curled toes?
I hope everyone's familiarized with curled toes.
I'm getting my toes curled this week.
Well, Marie's toes are curling right now as we speak. So before Marie picks the winner, Marie, if you had your own game show, what would it be?
I love card-based games, and I like wet things. So I want to play wet and wild card. I don't know if that's if you tune in, but I would. I'd watch that game. But I have to say, Sonia. Oh, hi, there's my cat in the back. Sonia, I love that. I actually want to steal that. That's great. Say it again for us, Sonia.
Curled toes with queens and queers.
There we go.
Curled toes with queens and queers. And was there a close runner-up?
I honestly name that dyke. I mean, I just love as many times as I can use the word in a day is really.
All right, so congrats to Freddie for being our first alternate, and our winner is Sonia. How do you do? So, Sonia, you get to be the first contestant on your own game show that Marie is going to be hosting. And Randy Boo gets to be the shirtless prize boy that delivers the prize when you get the question right.
Yes.
All right. So let's thank everybody for playing, and great job for our Happening Now headline.
Yay.
All right. So now we are coming up to my favorite part of the show, where we get our audience involved. So it's time to get our LGBTQ communities involved in the conversation tonight here on Gay Town Hall as they submit their videos to ask a live question of the day. So today we have a surprise question from a surprise guest audience member that Marie does not know who they are. They submit their question and they're going to ask it on the episode, and they will be invited to participate on our episode. So we have this week's live question of the day comes from a very special guest chosen for our lead host. However, Marie, because you're just so extra special, they didn't want to submit a video.
Oh, okay.
They wanted to ask you in person. So let's welcome our surprise video question, who's not really a video, to ask your question.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hi. Hi, my love.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you. And I also, my connection might be terrible right now, but here's my question for you tonight. And that game show that used to be where there
it sounds like it's gonna be a good question.
On screen, and the one person would ask all the questions. What is the way to your heart? And I have a question for you.
I love you so much, Josie. I love you so much. And I didn't hear any of that question. Why don't you text it to me, Josie? text me that question, Josie. You look good, Josie. It did catch you on a great moment.
Can you hear us, Josie?
Is that?
I can't with this woman. I love her. She looks gorge. What a way to. Well, there you go, Josie.
All right, so Josie, your connection is even better than we thought. If you could type the question in the chat, and we'll make sure that Marie actually answers the question.
I will answer it for you, Josie.
And she's still frozen. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So thank you, Josie.
Yay, Josie.
All right. So let's talk about our second topic of the night, and I'm going to go ahead and text her so we can go ahead. Yeah, she's like, my connection sucks.
So text us the question.
Type your question to me. All right, she is typing the question. We can either go back to it or we'll do it after the. Oh, okay. So her question is, what is the number one way to your heart, Marie? And, well, let's start with that one. So that's the first question. What is the number one way to your heart?
Oh, wow. Authenticity. And I know that sounds like just, everybody's like, oh, yeah, right. Yeah, but here's the thing. I love the worst parts of people, the best parts of people, and the best, like, just to show me your nerdy, true, awkward self, I find beautiful. I'm weird and I'm awkward, so I want you to be on that same plane with me, and not worry about what else everyone else is doing. So that's the way to my heart is.
And then the second follow-up is, after they get your heart, you can do anything in the world. What would it be and why?
Well, my boo and I actually have plenty of plans to travel. I love traveling. It's really important to me. Josie knows I love to travel. We met traveling. So I think anybody who wants to travel the world with me is definitely somebody I want to keep around.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chef Josie, for that amazing, eloquent, to the point, succinct question. We love you, Josie. We saw your video first, but she wanted to surprise you and jump on in. She's at a dinner tonight. So she's like, yeah, I want to do it in person. But thank you so much, Josie. We love you. Here at Happening Out. All right. So we are jumping into our second LGBT topic of the week. The category is business and political. And this is TV episode number 2. Michael meet Holly. Michael meet Jan. Michael likes Holly and Jan. And Marie, take us through this little love triangle that I sense going on here.
Okay, well, I know not everybody has watched The Office, but if you have watched The Office, you know that there's been a love triangle or two on the show. Michael and Holly, his coworker, may have been perfect for each other, but their office PDA definitely reaped a few consequences. In the era of Me Too, we find that office shenanigans go far beyond some consensual poke and play, and we learn every day that women and men have been subject to workplace harassment. This ain't no Michael and his boss Jan. This is power at play, and it makes me wonder, in light of recent allegations against both Matt Gaetz and Governor Cuomo, I want to ask you, do you think partisan politics affect how accountable we hold these leaders? And should someone of this stature resign when the allegations are this serious or are very serious? And that's it.
All right, so no party in play here, power in play. So let's get it. We're gonna start with 30 seconds, quick fire round, and then we're gonna jump on in. We're gonna go backwards this time. So Sonia, you get to kick this off first with the first 30 seconds. So ready and go.
Do I think that the politics play a play? Yes, absolutely, and how we hold people accountable. I think without a doubt. And do I think someone should resign under these circumstances? I think only after they've actually stepped up into the space and made apologies and like actually owned it, then they should resign. But I hate when people resign when they haven't even owned anything that they've done.
All right, Ratsaroni.
Oh, yes. Partisan stuff comes into play. Shut up! I'm an actor. I'm not political. I am happily nonpartisan, and we can debate about that later. But because I like to, me personally, I like to focus on the person and not the actual party. So I don't know, just for myself. But where was I going with this? Oh, if they resign, I mean, if they're guilty, then yes, they should resign. If they're not guilty, then no. Now, can it be proved sometimes? Probably not. I don't know.
So is the act guilty, in other words, for you?
Is what I'm sorry, is what guilty?
What is the act even? Does it even bother you if something like that happens when a person in office?
God, yes. If they're guilty, then shoot him. I don't know. No, it's terrible. Sorry.
And on that note, let's go to somebody sweet, John.
Well, our legal system is built on innocent until proven guilty. So I don't think anyone should be forced to do anything over allegations, because anyone can make any allegation and you don't know if it's true. I understand that these type of allegations are hard to prove, but I mean, I don't think you can just, start rumors and ruin someone's career. I don't think that's correct. But I do agree that sex and power at work aren't good, right? You can't hold sexual favors over someone's head to get ahead and things like that. That's not right.
All right, Randy.
I mean, if it's an allegation, it's just basically all assumptions. At the same time, if they were proven guilty of whatever they were getting blamed for, then yeah, I mean, but it's they're innocent until proven, I guess.
All right, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Governor Cuomo got off really easy, and I think he got off really easy not because Rossaroni was there getting him.
I was waiting for it.
Because he's a Democrat, right? He's part of the left, and the left is more willing to look the other way on this stuff when it's one of their own, and that's unfortunate because I don't think it should be that way. Truman said the buck stops here, so it's time for people to start standing up.
Well, remember Monica, Bill and Monica.
Yeah, she's got carpal tunnel now.
Well, absolutely, but.
Okay.
But well,
and someone who's going to be the light at the end of this carpal tunnel, Freddie.
Well, I mean, I think everyone is on the same page. I find it yes, there's no doubt politics play a role. Although let's be honest, just like Ty said, Republicans and Democrats alike are both guilty of doing these types of things. But anyways, I think that it's. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're breaking the law and it's proven, then yes. Now, what if it's just inappropriate? And I know that's controversial now. What if you're someone that's cheating on your wife with someone else? Is that inappropriate? It's inappropriate if you're hitting on a young girl that works as your intern, clearly. But if there's weird dynamics with it. So, yeah.
All right, so now we're in open forum. Freddie, if you want to keep adding to that, or anybody else who wants to jump in.
Like to say, when it comes to politics, we're really quick to jump on people in political office. But when it comes to other professions, such as an attorney or a movie star or whatever, somehow they get away with it. You ever notice that?
Well, I mean. Yeah, but if you're representing the people and you're a politician, then if the people think what you're doing is inappropriate, then they should tell you and they should kick you out of office and they should force you to resign. So, I mean, enough allegations can, make enough smoke where your constituents just say, "Hey, get the heck out. We don't trust you anymore." It's bad that kind of stuff can happen, but I think politicians are held accountable by their voters.
For the record, I meant to say fire him, not shoot him.
And somebody be Rossaroni's publicist.
And that being said, I'm resigning. Stepping down from office. That is all. Thank you. No, next person. Go.
Well, I think I was thinking about this because I'm obsessed with political talk shows, and I feel like that's all I watch all day. And I've noticed that coverage is very different. And I am very the allegations against Cuomo really are what we would call for other people much sooner to resign for. I know there's been a small movement, and now with Matt Gaetz and his Venmos, I hear like a lot more noise from Democratic pundits, and I think if we're going to talk about wanting to keep people safe and our workplaces safe, we need to hold everyone accountable. But I also will say that I can never run for public office because I can guarantee you I have probably sexually harassed somebody in the past, and I think I hopefully they forgive me, but I know I didn't know better before. And it's hard because we live and we learn hard lessons.
So 2 points I kind of just sparked up. One, is it an education problem about what's right and what's wrong, the do's and the don'ts? And second, is there any difference if, obviously, I'm assuming most people say, oh, the men sexually do the harassing, but technically, do we guys feel women can be doing
I think it's cultural. I think it's cultural. I mean, it's the nature of power, right? Yeah. So power is a game that you win, right? You get to the top, and then you want to be able to utilize the fruit of your power, right? And so what good is it if you can't like force people to have sex with you? Well, that's a cultural problem. We need to change the whole dynamic of why people attain power and then how responsible they are once they are in power, right? You shouldn't just be able to do whatever you want. And it's cultural. It's set up this way. People think when you're rich and powerful, you can do anything you want and get away with it.
John reminded me of one of my favorite TV game shows. It's called I Want to Blow a Billionaire.
Okay. Okay.
I was on that twice.
Okay.
I lost.
How do you audition?
I just want to be clear, though, that I've never used a position of power to sexually harass anyone. I've sexually harassed my equals. It's just
that's sort of the definition. That's sort of the definition of sexual harassment is that you have power over somebody. Otherwise, you're just coming on strong.
Wait, does chasing a guy down in a gay bar like a velociraptor, is that considered sexual harassment? I have some apologies to make.
That's just coming on strong.
So, Randy, just before we have Marie closing out, so I want to ask you, do you feel without the political power, just in the LGBTQ community, can sexual harassment, because not everyone necessarily has power, they just use their charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, for lack of a better term?
I mean, I don't know. Because I look at it on both sides, because sometimes, some people who has power, who has money, are actually helping out whoever's needing the money. I guess that's when escorting comes into play or whatnot. So but if someone in that company needs money and the manager just swings it around him, he's probably gonna take it.
Randy,
so I mean,
can I get your number?
Randy.
Freddie's hiring. And Sonia, what's your take on the harassment in the LGBTQ community? It's not necessarily always politics, but what's your take on how it is in our community? And for the femme, the trans, the men, how do you see it?
In our community, that's a twist for me, because honestly, I don't think I've ever experienced it in our community personally, or seen a lot of it. Honestly, it's always in the hetero dynamic that I've ever dealt with sexual harassment. And I will tell you, when it comes to power, that like creepy peer dude that doesn't stop is just as disruptive to the work environment as like the boss.
All right, so Marie, your final thoughts on our TV episode number 2?
No, I love this. I just think we need to hold the same standard across the board, especially to our world leaders, our public figures. We got to be better, and we got to protect folks better. And that's it.
All right. This is your public service announcement from Marie Brand. Round of applause for topic number 2. Michael meet Holly, Michael meet Jan. Michael likes Holly and Jan. Everyone's like, who the hell is Michael, Holly, and Jan?
Who's Marie?
Barceloni's still waiting to find out who's Mary Chop.
Who's Mary Chop? Somebody tell me.
She's like, have I met her? Are we acquainted?
Did I meet her at a Trader Joe's?
All right, so we're on to our next segment, our game of the night. So in honor of the lovely Amber Taylor, who loves the big D, small D, medium-sized, mediocre D. We don't discriminate on the size of the D. All right, perfect. Ty is like, speak for yourself. Well, this segment is our gay Mortal Kombat battle of size versus matter, facts versus fake news, and lead host versus host. This can be a discussion or a debate, but we're going to find out. A decision needs to be made and explain why. Prepare to find out as our lead host during our next game segment we like to call the Big D. So all of our hosts are going to get up to 3 minutes to discuss and or debate over 5 categories, but ultimately must make a decision between one of the 2 answer choices and explain why. Afterwards, I will bring our lead host back to see if you guys made the right decisions, find out who is the weakest link, and who is not going to be invited as a game show contestant on, what was that winning show again?
Hussies and whores, queers and queens.
No, the curls, toes, queens and queers.
Well, you can tell where my mind's at.
Next up on TLC.
Oh, even though Marie is new tonight, you've seen the personality, you've seen the topics. We're going to see how well you know Marie. So everybody say goodbye to Marie.
Bye, Marie.
Bye.
All right, so Marie is going to be going backstage. All right now, so she's going to be backstage having a cocktail provided by herself. And tonight's Big D is all about The Office meets Tinder. So what would Marie do at The Office? Would she swipe left or would she swipe right on Tinder? So there's going to be different characters in different positions. And by positions, I mean jobs. And you're going to decide, would Marie go for the one on the left or would she go for the one on the right? All right, so let's go ahead and get our screen set up. And if you haven't watched The Office, that's okay. And if you have watched The Office, that's okay too. All right, so let's pull it up here on the screen.
I'm okay. You're okay.
You okay? Fine. I'm fine.
I'm all gay and you're all gay.
I've played that game once.
All right.
How gay are you?
Who's gonna be good at taking notes? Freddie, you got a pen and a paper?
Always for you.
All right, good. So you could be our note taker for the team. You'll be given the final answers. All right, so let's play.
Take it for the team, Freddie.
He's taking it for the team today, each and every day. All right, let's go through the Big D. What would Marie do at The Office? Swipe left or swipe right on Tinder? Our first Office profiles, number 1. Would she go with Kevin Malone, the accidental accountant, or I'm sure Ty's favorite, Ryan Howard, the office temp?
Ryan Howard.
I mean, come on.
Oh, he turned out to be such an asshole.
Are we going on looks? Are we going on the job?
That's what I like. Cute assholes.
No, because he's also kind of, if I remember this guy right, he's kind of an oddball, and he's like naturally just out there.
Yeah.
So was the other one, but he's
I'm gonna
good looking
choose-
and an oddball.
But she likes genuine. She likes genuine.
Genuine would be the other one.
All right, TikTok. Freddie, determine the final answer based on what you heard from the team.
Kevin or Ryan?
Ryan Howard.
All right, and
Kevin.
our next
Oh.
Office profile number 2. Would she go with Date Mike or Prison Mike?
Prison Mike.
Prison Mike.
Prison Mike, yeah.
Wow,
Prison
you guys
Mike.
are like,
Yeah.
there's no assumptions here.
I mean, look at that face.
Does
How can
anybody
you say no?
Anybody think Date Mike?
Well, prison Mike looks like a dyke.
Now, Ty. Careful.
That rhymes. I like that.
All right. I think we got our
Cutting
answer
the
here.
list.
All right, let's go to Office profile number 3. Ooh, some ladies. Would she choose Jan Levinson, the angry one who's the VP, or Angela Martin? She's a little angry one, but she's a real accountant.
Jan.
Ooh.
Okay.
Jan.
Jan,
Yeah, sure.
Vice
Jan.
president.
I
Or her,
agree.
but Jan.
Take down the VP, baby. Take her down.
Angela's
Do you
face.
think it's about the job versus one's really angry and one's just a little angry?
Well,
I think she likes fire in someone. She likes that
She like-
fiery.
right wing.
She likes Vajan.
I mean, they're both kind of wackadoodle, but
So simply Jan?
it's really Jan.
Vajan.
Thick lesbian for her. I would say Jan.
All right, Office profile number 4. Would she go with Andy Bernard, the singer, who's a salesman, or Dwight Schrute, who's
Dwight,
also a salesman
100 million
and he's a
%.
beat farmer?
Dwight.
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 Bears
Dwight.
beats Battlestar Galactica. Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Nerdy.
He knows.
She likes.
So we don't think the singer, to keep her entertained, she dances?
No.
I don't know. I think she.
And
She's
it seems
Dwight's,
more
Dwight's
like
Dwight's a
genuine.
homeowner. Dwight
She's
more
owns land.
genuine.
Like, how could you beat that?
So she could prune the bushes and the
No.
plants and the trees.
Andy's so corny and tacky. I think she'd like that.
Exactly.
I agree. I think she'd
I
like
agree.
Andy.
Yeah.
All right, Freddie, make a final answer. And finally, office profile number 5. We got Pam Beasley, the front desk secretary. We got Kelly Kapoor over in customer service.
Pam.
Kelly.
I'm going Pam.
Kelly Kapoor.
Feel like
one is loud. I know that for sure.
I feel like Kelly.
Does she like femmes?
Kelly.
I don't know her well enough.
Yeah, I'd say Pam.
This just comes out because they're both kind of oddballs in their own little way.
Secretary is very professional, customer service. Hey, thank you for calling. You know.
I'm gonna say Pam. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Pam.
I'm gonna go with Pam.
Okay.
All right. So we have all of our answers. So
Wait, there's more characters. What about Creed?
That's it.
That's all you get.
That's all you get. We're gonna bring Marie back in. So Marie, overall, don't say anything yet. We're gonna get the team's answers first, and then we're gonna see how well they know you. So, all right. So the first one was the accidental accountant or the office temp. Freddie, what did you feel was the final answer of the team?
Most people selected Ryan.
All right, Marie, what say you?
Actually, it would be Kevin Malone. Ryan's
That's what I
said. Kevin Malone would cook for me. He would tell me I'm pretty all day, and it would just be real simple.
He makes chili.
He makes an amazing chili. He makes an amazing chili.
He makes an amazing chili. All right, so mixed bag on first one. All right, profile number 2, date Mike or prison Mike? Freddie, what say you?
Well, I think Ty summed it up. Prison Mike looks most like a lesbian. So we're going to go with Prison Mike.
Marie, what say you?
You know what? You're right. I'd go with Prison Mike for sure. He knows how to get in a sticky situation, and I like a resourceful person. So there we go.
Also, wait, the bandana's not just to keep the hair in place?
No, he actually. This is when he's fresh out of prison, and he's telling us all about his life in prison and how he survived.
Oh, I thought that was for the sticky situation. Oh, okay, got it. All right, tricky. The angry VP or the little angry real accountant? Freddie, what you think the team felt?
Well, this was pretty split, but in the end, I think we edged with Jan Levinson in the business.
All right, Miss Jan, are we doing Simply Jan Marie?
Yes, I would go with Jan, power lesbian, and also a lot of money. She would take me traveling around the world. You know, that's important to me. I could deal with her attitude as long as I was drinking a margarita on a beach.
I love it, Jan.
That sounds so good.
Ty's like, I'm here with you, sister. I'm here.
That's it.
All right, office profile number 4, another tricky one. We got the singer who's a salesman or the salesman who's a beet farmer.
Okay, Marie, this was probably the most debated one. And in the end, it was 3-3, and I had to pick the winner, and we said Dwight Schrute.
And Marie, what say you? What kind of salesman you want?
Okay, one thing you don't know about me is that I'm a big zombie apocalypse conspiracy theorist, and Dwight Schrute I would survive with him. Like, he would get me through the zombie apocalypse.
Hey, Rossaroni!
He's resourceful too.
Rossaroni's like, listen, you gotta look at all the profile details. Rossaroni's like, I see beet farmer. Like, I'm sold. I'm in.
He's a homeowner. He owns land. Yeah.
All right. And our office profile number 5. We going with that nice secretary or that nice customer service lady? Freddie, what you felt the team said?
I felt that the team, in the end, it started with Kelly, but it swung towards Pam at the end.
All right. And Marie, what say you? You want to sit behind a front desk or you want to play phone tag?
No, Kelly Kapoor, she's crazy. We would dance all night, drink, get married, divorce, all in a week. It would be a great time.
So it's a night out at Wilton Manor.
Yes, from what I remember.
All right. So, Marie, how well do you think they know you or getting to know you? Lukewarm.
You know what? Rossaroni for not knowing me.
Rossaroni, you are the people. You are the queen of the people, the people's choice.
Love it.
Rossaroni, you are the winner of a big deed to call your own.
Oh my God, I can't believe I won. Ah! Thank you.
We can't believe you won either. Thank you for playing, Rossaroni. And thank you for everyone getting to know Marie just a little bit better. All right. So now we're moving into our final topic of the night. This is our LGBT topic of the week, number 3. Category is our personal story or experience. So there's going to be our roundtable discussion, 1 minute for everyone. And you will get only just only 1 minute to talk before I ring the bell. And we move on to our next host. So this is TV episode number 3, Call Me Date Mike. And Marie, take us through our final topic of the night.
All right, I'm going to partially read this, but then I'm going to go off script because I don't know what I wrote here. But as someone who's been around the gender block as far as my dating life goes, I will often wonder about the dynamics of what it means to be queer. I never thought bisexual was right for me, but it also seems strange to call myself queer when I'm dating men. Now, when I moved back to the Bay Area, I was confused even more because when I thought was queer got all washed up and there were cis men and cis women all in our community calling themselves queer, and I realized queer can be whatever I want it to be. And I think that's why I embrace the word, because pansexual doesn't work for me. I'm too cool to be bisexual, and queer just seems about right. So my question to all of you is, when we talk about being queer and the Q and LGBTQ, what exactly does it mean to be queer, and who counts as queer?
All right. So this is our 3rd topic of the night. So everyone's going to get exactly 1 minute. Who would like to talk about the Q? We know it traditionally means queer. It can mean questioning and other things as well. But who would like to start off on the topic? All right.
First.
We're going to start with Randy. And Randy, you are go.
I think this is it could be a very sensitive topic because a queer can be related to an event that a person that was probably abused or probably beat up just and calling queer. And as a woman, if that would you wouldn't experience that kind of thing because they would see you as a woman. So I think like some of the LGBTQ community would probably kind of see it differently because it relates to a bad history of the LGBTQ community. So it's a little sensitive. I don't know, a little bit.
And do you feel, since you've moved recently between West Coast and where you live in now, do you feel is there a big queer community? Do people use it a lot compared to where you were to where you are now?
I mean, Denver has a pretty big community, but there's still that stigma where people are getting yelled at in the street for being queer. So it's kind of like there's still that danger out there for people who are actually gay, LGBTQ in the community now that are dealing with that word in a negative way. So I feel like if Maria would walk down the street, she would never experience that because she's a woman. So I feel like that kind of.
All right. Let's go to Sonia.
This is a good topic. I'm actually on a board for an organization called Queer Business Alliance, and I think that I felt very iffy with the word queer when I first started to hear the community using it more. And I guess the reason that I've embraced it is part of it is words matter, and the power that words have a lot to do with us and the work that we do within ourselves. And so there is a reclaiming that can happen. And also the reason I like the term queer is because it's so much more open for those of us who don't even fit into the LGBTQ box or the LGBT boxes necessarily when it comes to gender and or sexuality. So it just offers a lot of openness that I really appreciate.
All right, Ty.
I don't think I can do more than just kind of echo what we're saying is, I have older male friends who, were bullied on the playground and called queer, and they absolutely hate that word. At the same time, I agree that it is a much more open word, and I think generationally we will see it become a word that we embrace because it does allow us to embrace more identities than just the LGB. for.
And I know, I don't remember if you were on the episode. I know it was funny that Power had a question about would Power keep the letters shorter or add as many letters as possible? Do you feel like to continue to add letters helps embrace it, or is it an education thing? Like, what are your thoughts on?
Well, I think that's my point, is that I think queer allows us to include a lot more. I teach, in my humanities class, I have my students watch a TED Talk by a trans man, Scott Schofield, maybe? I can't remember his last name now. Anyway, he likes the idea of trans with an asterisk, because the asterisk allows you to write your own story. And so I feel like that's kind of what the Q does in LGBTQ. It opens it up and allows us to write our own identities and stories. So I'm with Power on keeping it short.
John.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I mean, call yourself what you want, and if we have to designate a letter, that's fine. For me, I'm gay. I've always been gay. That suits me. I don't need anything broader than that. And so I'm open for everyone to call themselves whatever they want. And eventually, maybe it'll all just meld and people won't have to make designations for it, because people won't care what you call yourself. They'll just know that you're available if you say you're available.
Freddie.
This kind of harkens back to last week. If any of you were here about the F word, right? You're reclaiming that. And I've been a member of the LGBTQ, I hate Chick-fil-A, MEGOP community for.
You forgot MTO.
Yeah, well, I don't have enough time, bitch. But I think we should reclaim that word. And I think queer is a really great word. Some of you might know that you can study in college now queer studies, which is actually, that's the word that academics have chosen to summarize that school of thought and culture and lifestyle and history. And so I love the word queer. It reminds me of my old Aunt Wheezy. He used to say, that Liberace, he's so queer.
Did he wear the shirt?
Of course, but she loved fucking Liberace. She loved him.
God, was your aunt Paul Lind?
All right, Rossaroni Paul Lind.
Paul Lind. So wait, queer. Sorry, I'm ADD. DDD.
Big D.
What queer means to me is pretty much exactly the same as everybody else has been explaining. It's hard to add on without repeating it. Being non-heterosexual is, we all know there's a huge spectrum of it. We have little categories of ones we know for sure. Like, I know for sure I am only going to date men. I am gay. But there's the people in between, and that's the part of the beautiful rainbow that we have. Thank you and good night.
So in terms of identity, how do you do you identify as queer, Rossaroni, or gay, or
Just gay or whatever? I mean, if somebody wanted to call me queer, I'll take that too.
For anyone else, does anyone if someone says, "Oh, are you queer?" or have you used "Oh, I'm queer"?
What they call me, as long as they don't call me Republican, I'm fine.
So there's part of the rainbow that you can't let in. Okay, got it.
What color is that?
Yeah, right.
And Marie.
No, I think it's important to speak to what Randy brought up, and that it is there are still a word that's been used, I think, to be derogatory. And while I'm more of the kind of person who likes to reclaim words, I do want to recognize and understand why people don't refer to themselves as queer. But I just think for me, right now, my partner is gender non-conforming, non-binary. Sometimes it's just it was just easier at the end of the day to call myself queer. And now I have referenced to myself as a dyke or a lesbian in the past, but I feel like, while I've definitely got some dyke attributes, I'm queer in the sense that it's more freeing to me. I get to be, date, see whoever I want without worrying about checking off any boxes.
And
Exactly.
final thought before we run out of time. I know specifically here in South Florida, we have Wynwood, which is called a queer space, and South Beach, which is called a gay space. What can we do differently so it gels and it meshes more versus saying, oh, well, that segregated area is queer space and that segregated area is gay? What can we do more, you think, in wherever we live, to say, hey, everybody is welcomed and make it not a gay space or a lesbian space?
Well,
everything is a queer space.
I just want to take an opposite view of that. I mean, what happens if you want to be with just gay people for a while? I mean, Hope in Society can be where everyone is. Can you make a private space for yourself, or is that no longer good to do? Does everyone always have to be invited in? Can you segment out?
I think if it's a safe space, you can, right? Though I think if it's to a degree, I think I respect that a lot of lesbian women want to have their own space free of men. But I think a lot of times what the problem is, what comes into that conversation is, well, then does that mean trans men are welcome? Are we, what are we worried about now? So I think it's okay if it's a place where you feel safe. But there are questions even when you create those singular spaces. So I don't know if there's any easy answer, but just me.
I agree with that. I mean, I know someone who's doing a campground that's gay men only, and they are getting raked over the coals. And part of it is, if you're a trans, do you get to come in? All this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, do people get to make their own spaces, or is that offensive to everybody now?
And especially what's happening in the world, especially to our trans community, everything that's going on here, I think the inclusion is kind of important. But like to John's point, there's other ways to have that segregation. Like, if you want to hang out with just gay men, you can invite people to go to a beach or something like that. But definitely, I think, inclusion is definitely something in the world that's going to help us out today. And with that said, we are at the end of topic number 3. So round of applause for topic number 3. So we have come to the end of our show. But before we do, we're going to find out who or what is the winner of our Gay Town poll. So what do you guys think pulled through as the winner?
Probably like Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune.
Jeopardy.
Look, Randy's
retirement
even has a little
communities
action going. Little action. All right, so let's see. We're gonna see what the audience voted. All right, so there's something about game shows that continue to entertain and captivate television audiences. They're the first form of reality TV, and so much fun to play at home where there's no pressure of a studio audience. No matter how goofy the premise or wacky the contestants, game shows remain a staple and something we can count on the viewers. So what's the best game show of all time? There was a tie. 25% voted for the match game and 25% voted for The Price is Right.
Wow.
Price is Right.
That.
Jeopardy seems like I get Jeopardy, but it always seems
too heady.
Family Feud was second, followed by Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy tied together.
And I think Grindr's at the bottom. Right?
Yeah,
that should be the first.
I've lost that game. I keep
no Grindr.
There was
I'm
way
not
too
allowed
much.
to play that game.
Way too much kissing on Family Feud. Way too much kissing.
All right,
it's Grindr. Nobody wins.
So let's see what the survey polls in America show for what the actual winner is. So let's find out if it was Jeopardy. So what did you guys feel? Jeopardy should be the winner?
I seem to be the only one speaking up for Jeopardy.
I think Jeopardy would win.
I think Price is Right has a cult following.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right about that.
All right, so let's give some. All right, please work this time.
Price is Right. No.
Get those anti-block ads.
Yeah, really, it's the ads.
That's what it is. Hold on.
Hot female singles near you.
Young.
All right, let's pay attention. All right, so honorable mention. I've never heard of this.
David's porn pops up on the screen.
I actually
there we go. I got rid of it. All right, so
When I stayed
I've
home
never
from
heard of this
school,
show.
I've actually heard Card Sharks.
I'm gonna look
before.
for John and Ty. Card Sharks. Ring a bell?
Yes, I've seen it.
Card Sharks.
Yeah,
Number 14. I love this. Double Dare.
never saw it.
What?
Oh
What?
my god.
Cultural gaps. Card Sharks. Double Dare. I love it.
Card Sharks.
Ooh.
Wait, what game is
Uh,
that?
By Nautica.
Wait, go back
13
up.
was the
What's
Love
that?
Connection.
Hello.
That one's
Yeah.
hysterical. It's on YouTube. You can watch it.
Is this only
All right. Number 12. Press Your Luck. A lot of
Love
these came
this
back
show.
also as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to say,
Big
pay
bucks,
attention to the
no
ads. because
No
you know
whammies,
what
no
David's
whammies.
search history will be
Oh
like.
yeah.
All right. Number 11. One of my favorites who just missed the
Yeah,
top
Who
10.
Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Who
Yeah, I
wants-
love
That
that
one
show.
was good. Yeah, actually.
Amazing show. And our top 10 is. Come on, computer.
Lucky or
Yeah,
Die.
I think it's all these stupid ads because this moves fast when I don't share the screen.
No,
Mm.
but
I've
take
never
my
heard of this
Nautica.
show. You Bet Your Life.
No.
On
That's really
hold.
old.
Ready? Anybody?
That
Is that
game,
in
what game is
Germany?
No,
that?
I've never seen it, but it's really old. It's from the 60s or 50s.
Hollywood
maybe.
Squares at number 9.
Greg
it was a great show.
Louganis,
Fun.
Bruce Allen. Oh, I love it.
David, do you own like a lot of Nautica? Because like I keep seeing ads like that come
No,
out.
I don't. The Gong Show.
Oh my God, that was corny.
It's such. I've never seen it, but I've seen the videos and they bang the gong. Bang the gong.
got banged?
It's like
It's like when you're.
Hunger
It's like right Ty in the back room of the Eagle. Bang the gong. Bang the gong.
How
Let
would I know?
Does anybody
Make a
else really want like
deal.
candied bacon now? 'Cause,
All right,
like,
number 7. Let's Make a Deal. Also another show.
Great
that's
yeah,
show.
come back.
I love that show. Yeah.
love that one.
What is that
The
one?
Newlywed Game is at number 6.
Oh,
got a
most
book.
divorces came from.
Got a book on it as well.
Where would
Number
you go?
5
on a
is the
first
Match
date?
Game. Oh, so
Woohoo!
it did not make number 1.
Yes, that's my.
Also reinvented as the Snatch Game for Drag Race fans.
Oh look, there's
And
what's
also
his
is the
face?
game that we play here. Number 4
Give me
is Family
bacon.
Feud. One of
Too much
Marie's
kissing.
favorites.
I do love that game.
Oh yeah.
All right, so who's
Good
going to
answer, good
win?
answer.
Who's going to win? We got our top 3. Up, number 3 is Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel.
Fortune.
Oh.
Win the
Fortune.
wheel. So wait,
That
let's
show
see
made me
who.
too angry.
Number 2 is Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Long live,
Oh my
long
God,
live.
it's like I
Look
voted
how many
correctly.
awards? 30 Emmys.
Wow.
30.
Wow.
Wow.
The
That's a
number 1 is, which I'm so happy because I love this show. The Price,
Price is
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Rossaroni playing Plinko. What do you think?
God, yes. Well, it was also the same stage that Carol Burnett's show was filmed off of, so that's
That's right.
maybe one of the reasons I loved it.
Good juju.
CBS Studios. That's right.
Yeah, I love The Price is Right. When I saw it, I'm like, no shock there. I just think The Price is Right is great. All right, well, with that said, we've come to the end of our show. So now we're going to get
Aw.
a good night from everybody. And I got, in honor of Marie, the microphone here. You know, every game show host has to have a microphone.
A long
So-
pointy microphone.
Oh, she's got hers too. She's got hers too. All right, so let's go ahead and start with Mr. Dr. Ty Hauser. Ty.
Peace out, bitches.
He's got his own microphone too. Wow, it's square. It looks pretty big. Ty, what do you use that for?
With lube.
I talk to you in it.
All right, John.
Rossaroni, Henry VIII, and Mary Chop. You know, that's who Mary Chop is.
Queen of
Good
the
night,
Scots.
everybody.
Queen of the Scots. Rossaroni, do you want to shag, marry, or chop America?
I don't know. Everything's fine. I'm fine.
All right, lay off the iced water. The sparkling
Everything's
water.
fine.
All right, a good night from Freddie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Martindale wishing you all a great night across America, and we'll see you next week on Top or Bottom.
And Freddie is still trying to make his way on top. And a good night from Randy Boo.
Good night, guys. Talking about all these married chop. I kind of want some pork chops real quick. Good night, guys.
Are we making you hangry, Randy Boo?
A little bit. I need to get some
Little bit.
protein.
The game should have been pork Mary chop.
I've got some pork over here for you.
That was good. I like that.
Dr. Ty
Oh,
carries
that
both
sounds
protein
yummy.
and pork. Protein and pork. PMP.
Pork
All
Mary
right,
chop.
and let's give a huge round of applause for their first time, Sonia.
Thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone. And I will say, Marie, if you ever become single, we can play Curl Toes one day.
Well, you guys are game show business partners
I
now.
think our toes are curling now.
Okay, well, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Oh.
Toe to toe.
Randy. Listen, I want to thank Rossaroni for coming and getting to know me today, and I just
Oh, Rossaroni, you're getting married or shot.
Oh my god!
And I'll give my game show send off like I do every time. If you had a good time today, my name is Marie Brand, and if you didn't have a good time today, well, my name is Stacy. Thank you very much.
And on that note, I am your game show host, moderator, David Quiñones, wishing America a good night. And thank you, everybody, for being here on Gay Town Hall. Next week, it's Sonia. She's going to take us to a leadership, some LGBTQ leadership. And on that note, have a good night, America. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.